The techniques given here are more useful on close quarters fields.
Welcome to the KCAirsoft Field Techniques video.
In this clip, my friend Chris is at one end of the field and I am at the other end. Our field is about 120 feet long, so it is very, very small. This is the breakout. The breakout is the beginning of the game in which you can either shoot at your opponents or run to an advantageous spot on the field. And right here, Chris chooses to do both.
The breakout is a key part to our success. It determines who gets the upper hand of the match and who gets the first eliminations of the match. You see here I slide. That is the wrong way to slide. There were a few problems. 1, I scooted. I did not slide. 2, my elbows were protruding and that could lead to an elimination. 3, I wasted valuable time.
This is the correct way to slide. As you can tell, his elbows are tucked in closer to his body as well as his gun, and he did it very fluently and did not waste any time. Here we see Chris snap shooting. Snap shooting is a very, very important part of being a good airsoft player. Snap shooting involves you popping out of your bunker, shooting a few rounds, and then going back in your bunker as quickly as possible to confuse your opponent. If you do this correctly, it will be much harder for them to hit you than it is for you to hit them. You must execute this correctly for it to be effective whatsoever. Communication. That is the most important part of an airsoft game and being a good airsoft player. Communication allows your teammates to know what you see and allow you to know what they see going on the field, such as your opponent's locations, what your opponents are doing, or maybe even your location or what your teammates are going to do. Many teams often use single-syllable letters to describe bunkers. An example might be H1, which would stand for Hill 1, or the first bunker on the hill. Bunkering is another skill. Bunkering is very hard, but yet is very rewarding. Bunkering involves you running up quickly and quietly behind an opponent or to the side of an opponent and shooting them almost point blank. It can backfire though. If you do not do it correctly, your opponent could turn and shoot you point blank. Overlooking. Chris is overlooking the flag to make sure none of his opponents grab it, while he is also watching what his opponents are doing. He is communicating back and forth to his teammates, telling them what he sees and what he thinks they're going to do. Do not underestimate overlooking.